Here we have what we call a shaded region problem. When you encounter a shaded region problem, it's really pretty simple. Just realize you're going to be subtracting one geometric form from another. That's the key to all of these problems. In this case, we're told that WY equals 2R, and that's the diameter of the circle, and is also one side of the square. What's the area of the shaded region? Well, if you look at the figure, we're going to be subtracting a semicircle, half of that circle that has a diameter of 2R, from the square. The area of the square is going to be 2R, that's one side of it, and it's a square, 2R squared, so the area of that square is going to be 4R squared. We go to the circle and see that it has a diameter of 2R. We're going to have to divide that in half to get the radius, so that's going to be 2R over 2 squared times pi, which is pi r squared. That's the area of the entire circle. We only want half of it, so we're going to have r squared times pi over 2 as the area that we're subtracting from the square. So we have 4r squared, the area of the square, minus pi r squared over 2, and this being the SAT, you're going to have to factor the r squared out, and you're left with r squared times 4 minus pi over 2. We have a shaded region here, so we will be subtracting one geometric form from another. What we're going to do is, from the area of the rectangle, we're going to subtract the area of the two circles. They tell us that the circles touch each other and touch the sides of the rectangle at the lettered points, and that the diameter of each circle is 2. Now notice they want an approximation. That's a tip-off that we're going to probably be converting pi. Well, if the diameter of each of the circles is 2, the width of the rectangle is 2. The length of the rectangle would be the diameter of two of the circles, which would be 2 times 2, or 4. So the area of the rectangle is going to be 4 times 2. It's going to be 8. If we look at the circles, we see that if the diameter is 2, the radius would be 1/2 of the diameter. So 1/2 of 2 is 1. That tells us the radius is 1. So pi r squared, the area of each of those circles, is going to be pi. Notice none of the answer choices have pi in them. So that tells us we're going to have to convert pi. Well, pi is about 3.14. 3.14 plus 3.14 is 6.28. And 8 minus 6.28 is 1.72. And the closest approximation we have among the answer choices to 1.72 is D, 2. Remember that when you see a shaded region, you're going to be subtracting one geometric form from another. In this case, we're going to subtract the triangle, the smaller triangle, STU, from the bigger triangle, PRS. Let's look at what they tell us. They tell us the sides of the square are 2. And they tell us that PT equals TS, and that RU equals US. Therefore, T and U are midpoints on the line, so the distance between S and U, or S and T, is 1. So that smaller triangle is going to have a side of 1. The larger triangle is going to have a side of 2. The area of the larger triangle then will be base times height, 2 times 2 divided by 2, which will be 4 divided by 2, which is an area of 2. The smaller triangle will have a base of 1 and a height of 1, so we have 1 times 1 divided by 2, giving us an area of 1/2. So we subtract that area, 1/2, from the larger area, which is 2, and we find the area of that shaded region is 2 minus 1/2, 1 and 1/2.